Souls coming to you from nature. Look how lush. Oh my goodness. Welcome, welcome. Wait and see if anyone comes and joins us for this beautiful corridor, this chat, this conversation, as I am here having a beautiful cup of cacao. After my return from I like to call it my ancestral, or if I'm in New Zealand, I would say ancestral cacao journey, ancestral cacao calling. Yeah, I've been back here in Birmingham now for a few days and just still been processing what an amazing, well, couple of days it was for the cacao mystery. But I think I was there in Ireland on the land for a total of 5 days. And yeah, what a potent portal that was. And I'm just going to flow with this live and see kind of what comes through. But what I did want to speak into was ancestors and flying into Ireland on that plane. I just felt like it was such a homecoming, and it gave me more clearance and guidance that actually this is what I want to be doing with people now, working deeper with connecting them with their own ancestors, because this is the journey that I have been on for the last, I would say probably 10 years, actually my whole life, right? But really diving deeper into that actively, getting into my own lineage and my own roots and celebrating that. And coming into Ireland, it was amazing because I could feel like I could hear these Irish drums, and I could hear also the sound of Irish dancers tapping. I used to do Irish dancing when I was younger, and I could hear the hard shoe, and it was like this celebration. I could feel like my granny is the one who brought into me my Irish lineage, my Irish ancestry. I could feel her, but not only her, but her whole line of ancestors all before that as well. So that was so powerful. And yeah, landing in on the land. This was my third time in Ireland, but this time it definitely felt like a homecoming. And I think I knew on a deeper level, because I was actually coming home, not only to my ancestral lands, but deeper to my heart. Little did I know. I knew doing this cacao mystery would uncover some, I would come out a different person, as we always do when we go and do these things of self-discovery. But yeah, definitely for me, the cacao was, I guess, confirming in many ways that I am on the right path of where I am at in life, in this life journey. And also a little nudge like, okay, Luke, come on, it's time to dive deeper into the work that I've been doing on myself for many years, but now actually to help others on their journey. So yeah, walking on the land, flew into Dublin. From Dublin, I took a coach to Galway. The land is just beautiful. So Galway is on the west coast of Ireland, right on the Atlantic Ocean. So I just had forgotten. So living here in the West Midlands, here in Birmingham, I forgot that what it was like to live by the ocean and the beautiful sea breeze. And I grew up, I was born in the Solomon Islands. This was the other line of my ancestry that was calling me to Ireland as well. And I'll get to that soon. But I was born in the Solomon Islands and surrounded by the ocean. I grew up in Otatahi, Christchurch, New Zealand, by the beach. So coming into Galway, I was like, just felt this beautiful sea breeze, and I was like, oh yeah, this is what it's like to live by the ocean. And remembering how much I really loved that, so enjoyed that. And then from Galway went down onto Limerick, beautiful, sacred, magical Limerick, where the cacao emissary was held. And what a beautiful emissary it was. There was about 16 of us cacao souls wanting to dive deeper into cacao, and I felt like I was in a room full of my Irish ancestors, because everyone was Irish, myself included, but obviously I'm more I'm Kiwi and Solomon Island as well. So it was amazing to be in a space full of Irish people, because I just felt so much more connected with my granny and my Irish ancestry, and just hearing them speak to each other, hearing them speak in their language, native Irish language, was like super amazing. And it's funny because I didn't really feel out of place. I've been in that situation many times before, growing up as someone not from one particular culture but from two different cultures, and then even growing up in the land that I'm not indigenously from, I've always felt like this kind of observer. So being half Solomon Island on my dad's side, and then my mum, she is Irish Scottish. And from the age of 5, I grew up in Aotearoa, New Zealand. So I definitely do remember growing up in the Solomons, being the lighter one of all my family, apart from my mum, who was much lighter. Being in these rooms full of family, so feeling so belonged, feeling so connected, but at the same time, a lot of the times not understanding language or like things that were going on. So just kind of sitting there sometimes like smiling and feeling connected, but not really understanding what was happening, but feeling safe as well. And this is this sort of feeling that I felt in Ireland. It was funny because I just felt like this flashback of going back to like when I was a kid, but also in my older years when I did go back to the Solomons, and reconnecting with family. And with our native tongue, there's a lot of words that I don't understand in the Solomons, but it's just something that's so powerful when you meet people who are directly connected to you through lineage, and you may not even speak the same language, but just being in the same room, sitting beside them in silence, that is very powerful energy. The energy speaks by itself. So going back to Ireland, I was in this room full of beautiful Irish beings, and I just felt like I was in the Solomons again, but I didn't feel unsafe. I felt so safe in that room full of my Irish sisters, and brother was there as well, and I was just so excited to be hearing all these Irish words and this Irish language that was coming out, and it was like a resonance. It was like I had heard these words before, but I didn't really know what I meant, but I knew what they meant, if you know what I mean. So I guess I'm speaking about this ancestry because if you're watching this, then you obviously have a resonance towards this. And welcome to anyone who's not seen me before. My name is Lou. If you're from a certain land, but you've not grown up in that land, if you have ancestry from somewhere that you've never actually physically been on the land, there is something so powerful when you physically connect with the land. As well as being from Ireland, my granddad, so my mum, she's half Irish, half Scottish. So my granddad, he's from Scotland. He's from a place called Porth, just an hour outside of Edinburgh. And I've been there about 3 times now. And I remember the first time I went to Edinburgh, I just felt this huge vibration take over my body, and it was like I had been there before. And I remember meeting someone as I stepped on the bus, this old Scottish man. And I remember saying to him, like, I feel like I've been here before. And he said to me, because you have. And I really felt that. I was like, yes, my ancestors in my DNA, so many lines that have gone before me. My spirit has been on this land before. So I've never been to the land of your ancestors before, and you're feeling like, I think there's something so powerful when you connect with the land of your ancestors. And as well as that, eat the food directly grown from the land of your ancestors. And I'll let you know how that connects into cacao for me on this journey soon. But I feel like it brings a whole sense of inner knowing on a deeper level of who you are. It brings you a sense of grounding, a sense of safety, but also a sense of empowerment. Knowing about your lineage, knowing about your ancestors, knowing about the journeys they went through for you to be alive, breathing, thriving, you literally would not be here without that long line of ancestors. So for me, it's in this lifetime, I feel it's really important to speak into that and remind myself and to remind you to remember the ancestors. But now speaking about yeah, when you consume something directly grown on the land of your ancestors, that's a whole nother experience. So for me, coming to Ireland to work with the Cacao Ambassador, I don't think I've said the Cacao Ambassador this whole time, but the Cacao Ambassador, beautiful Una, who created this space, is who I connected with, working with her cacao, which is cacao from the South Pacific. And because I'm from the South Pacific, this was divinely meant for me. And as well as having cacao grown in Papua New Guinea, an island not too far from the Solomon Islands, we also had cacao from the Solomon Islands. Oh my goodness, when I drank that cacao from the Solomon Islands, being born in the Solomon Islands, knowing that this land, my ancestors once lived, when they died, they went into the soil has now grown these cacao beans. I'm now consuming this cacao, like that was just like amazing. So yeah, an amazing time away in Ireland, and I've just seen 11:11, how cool. Amazing time away in Ireland. I feel coming back now much more like I felt grounded before, but I feel like I have a deeper sense of knowing now. I have a deeper sense of knowing and a deeper sense of kind of purpose of what my next chapter looks like in this life path. I will be working more with cacao. The amazing thing about this particular emissary was, you know, you go, you have the cacao. It's not just learning, not just about receiving the spiritual and health benefits of the cacao, but we actually learn about cacao's history, Mama Cacao's true essence, Mama Cacao's true multifaceted being. And that for me was like whoa, huge opening for me. So I'm really looking forward to bringing that knowledge, that wisdom forward, and then holding these spaces for us to dive deeper into self, us to dive deeper into ancestors, us to dive deeper into our heart space, and us to dive deeper into healing. I live here in Bourneville in Birmingham, so this is the home of the Cadbury factory here in the UK, which is actually super serendipitous as well. So there were so many different things and connections that said to me why this was a thing I had to go to, you know, one being that this emissary was in Ireland, the land of my ancestors, the cacao was being drunk and worked with was from the Solomon Islands, and yeah, I live here in Bourneville with where the Cadbury factory is, so yeah, feeling super grateful and excited to see how this next chapter unfolds. I with this full moon, the strawberry full moon, just the last couple of days, I kind of just got kicked into action, like, oh my gosh, it's summer, let's start creating some events. I had some beautiful chakra dance sessions over the summer last year here in Birmingham, so yeah, yesterday I was just brainstorming, putting together a bit of a calendar, so keep your eyes and ears open for some events. If you're here in the UK, I will be dropping some information soon. Possibly some online things as well, but as summer and the weather is so good here, I will be making the most of it, getting our feet into the earth, connecting with Papa Tuanuku, Mother Earth, the ancestors, Mama Cacao, and just ourselves. So yeah, beautiful journey to Ireland. Let's keep going deeper within ourselves. Let's keep going. I'm just seeing it on the collective of those around me anyway, that we are all just peeling layers off and carrying on and walking on that journey and growing and evolving, and it's just so beautiful to see. And not only are we doing it individually, but we're also doing it collectively. So thank you all for being here. So beautiful to have a chat with you. If you're here in Birmingham, let me know, get in touch if you'd like to come along to any of my events, and hopefully one day I'll be able to hold some events close to you somewhere around the world. Sending you lots of love and positive energy. Have a beautiful day. Dear souls.